Well, tell me a little bit about the documentary, The American Nurse Healing America.
Yes. Yeah.
And uh, first of all, what prompted you to do a documentary? Because this documentary is amazing. It is absolutely jaw-droppingly amazing.
Well, thank you. Back in 2011, I was invited to do a project that would celebrate nurses by a company called Fresenius Kabi. And they're a medical device company, and a lot of nurses use their equipment, and they wanted to celebrate the profession in some way, shape, or form. So they came to me and asked me to dig into that. And it was a wonderful collaboration. It was kind of a PBS relationship where they didn't have editorial control, but they sponsored the project. And I went across America and I started interviewing and photographing nurses from all different walks of life. And I was really interested in the issues that we have in our country, everything from poverty and the prison system to aging to what's it like to have healthcare in a very remote part of the country or a very populated part of the country. And just what are all the issues that we as a country are dealing with? And I wanted to see those through the lens of a nurse. So when I finished that book, which was 75 nurses all across the country, I just felt like something was unfinished and that I wanted to dig in deeper and not just hear the nurse's story, but witness them with patients and kind of figure out what their DNA is. I mean, I couldn't imagine, why would anybody do this job? It's really hard. It's hard to be one. It's hard to get the education to be able to be one. So I wanted to dig in on that. So I chose 5 nurses from the book, and they were all so compelling and entertaining, I have to say, too. I mean, you know, having a chance to do the book first gave me an opportunity to see how I would relate to the different subjects in the film and kind of figure out who they were a little bit. So it was a real gift to be able to meet these 5 people, and they're so different, right? You have a military nurse from San Diego, a nun from Wisconsin, and who knew nuns could be so funny? I had no idea. A labor and delivery nurse from Johns Hopkins, a military nurse, and the nurse in the Appalachian Mountains doing home health hospice work, and a prison nurse running a hospice program in a prison. So it was so diverse and fascinating.
And personality-wise, I mean, not only do they have these incredible minds, you know, and they have to hold this information that they've learned, which is updated all the time.
Yes.
But they have to be nice people, and you know, they have a great sense of humors, and they're self-deprecating, and they're just a different kind of person.
You know, you hit the nail on the head. It's why I'm still working with people in this profession to kind of look at the world through their lens, because my half-baked theory is that if you spend all day, every day, working with people who you're trying to make them feel better, and you see them at maybe the worst moments in their lives, you become very authentic. There isn't any room for you to keep up a facade or wonder what somebody's thinking of you. You just are going in there without any veneer and sitting down and trying to relate to this person to make them feel better and feel like there's an open line of communication. So if you do that day after day after day with people, I think it turns you into this person that's very authentic and real. And, you know, I always hear this thing that the nursing profession is voted the most trusted profession and has been for 18 years in this country, people that vote on this sort of thing. And I think that's why, because these nurses have this open line of communication and an authenticity that I've never seen anywhere else.
Is there a distinct difference between the American nurse and nurses from other countries, other places?
You know, I think that there are a lot of things that are universal about people that go into this line of work. One of the interesting things that happened with the American Nurse film was that it became part of the American Film Showcase, which is a program that's run by the State Department. And I had the opportunity to travel to Russia for 10 days with this film. So I'm going through these 4 different cities in Russia. Now, I had been to Moscow, but I didn't know anything about Russia, and I didn't really know the Russian people at all, and didn't really have a sense of that, of who they were. But we brought the film to these 4 different places, and we were in film festivals and hospital settings and university settings and all different kinds of settings. And I did find that there was a difference between those nurses and our nurses, because the nurses that watched the film there were so surprised by what American nurses are able to do and the respect that they do have. So I think it's probably different in a lot of different countries, but the driving force, the core of the human thing that allows them to do this work is probably somewhat similar.
Well, the name of the movie is The American Nurse, Healing America, and it is a marvelous look inside this amazing career choice that these women and men take. And I recommend this film highly. I mean, if you're social distancing and have social distance movie nights or watch parties, this would be a great film to sit in. It's such a water cooler conversation too, because once you're done, you're kind of exhausted from all of the pressures that are put on these people that, you know, we rely on for life and death situations. So kudos to you. You did a great job in putting this, so in front of us.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very grateful I work with a wonderful producer named Lisa Frank, and we do all of this work together. You know, you don't make a documentary by yourself. And I have a really heartfelt team around me that we work very hard. And I'm delighted Kino Lorber offering this to stream for free was a real gift, because we were having, right now for nursing students. And, we're really interested in keeping nursing students engaged in the profession. I'm sure with what they hear and see right now with COVID-19, it's a complicated time to choose that path. But they're having trouble going to clinicals because of the social distancing. So they're using the film as an opportunity to show nurses with patients. And that's one of the reasons why we were so pleased that Kino Lorber decided to do this, and Fresenius Kabi, because it gives them all an opportunity to see it. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about something I love so much.
And like I said, before we actually recorded this, I have friends that are in this profession, and they're incredible people, here at Salt Lake City, the workers here in all of the hospitals. And I've, to be around people that will just, face disease. I mean, them getting it, it's just, and working through all of the lack of facilities and lack of, things that they need. It's just an amazing type of human being. So thank you again for letting us take this inside look at it.
Oh, it's my honor. Thank you.
All right, and we'll catch up soon when you're here in Salt Lake.
Okay, it's a deal. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.